Well, folks, Markwayne Mullin wants to fight you. You know, the confirmation hearing for Markwayne Mullin, Trump's pick to be the next Department of Homeland Security Secretary, replacing the incomparable Kristi Noem, got off to a truly spectacular start, and frankly, to me, it looked just like the prequel to Idiocracy. We had Rand Paul, chairing the Senate Homeland Security Committee, opening his remarks by reading into the record that Mullin called him a freaking snake. And he showed where Mullin said he completely understood why Paul's neighbor assaulted him in 2017 and broke multiple ribs. Rand Paul then looked Mullin dead in the eyes and said, "Tell me to my face why you think I deserved it." WWE promos have nothing on this drama.
You told the media that I was a freaking snake and that you completely understood why I had been assaulted. You went on to brag that you'd already told me to my face that you completely understood and approved of the assault. Well, that's a lie. You got a chance today. You can either continue to lie or you can correct the record. You have never had the courage to look me in the eye and tell me that the assault was justified. So today you'll have your chance. Today I'll give you that chance to clear the record. Tell it to my face.
Rand Paul opened by daring Markwayne to justify the time a neighbor beat him up. This is not normal for a government. And for Mullin, the former MMA fighter, who in 2023 stood up from his Senate seat and attempted to physically fight the president of a Teamsters union at a committee hearing, told Paul that, quote, "It seems like you fight Republicans more than you work with us." Gee, I wonder why. I mean, you have the man who tried to brawl with a labor leader in Congress now lecturing someone else about temperament. And classically, Rand Paul played a video montage of all of Mullin's greatest violent hits. And you had Sean O'Brien. This is where it gets crazy. The Teamsters president that Markwayne Mullin once tried to fight, you had him sitting directly behind Mullin at the hearing. Because now, he's apparently Markwayne Mullin's close friend. I mean, Washington is so weird. These people, they're not like us. And here's the thing, though, to me, though, that matters way beyond this interpersonal drama. There was a mysterious classified trip that came up during this hearing. And senators on both sides of the aisle pressed Markwayne Mullin on an overseas trip that he took around 2016 while he was serving in the House. Markwayne Mullin says that this trip was classified, that he couldn't discuss it. He said that he was asked to train with a very small contingency and go to a certain area. That's all he was allowed to say about it. But when Rand Paul asked the FBI if Markwayne Mullin was named in any classified document related to this trip, the FBI said no. Mullin still says that it's classified. His own Senate colleague who introduced him, James Lankford, walked out of this classified briefing afterwards and said, "I would use more the term of non-disclosure than classified." Non-disclosure. As in, this might just have been an NDA, not a classified government program. And those are very, very different things. And yet this is the man that Trump has picked to run the Department of Homeland Security, a man who couldn't even get his story straight and tries to fight people on the congressional floor. Obviously, Rand Paul voted no, but he still allowed the committee to vote. And unfortunately, Mullin is expected to advance because the asshole John Fetterman, who has decided to assist the Trump administration in every way possible, praised Markwayne Mullin's consistent kindness and professionalism. So Markwayne Mullet is probably getting confirmed here. He's going to be running the agency that runs ICE, the Border Patrol, FEMA, the Secret Service, the Coast Guard, the TSA, and your terror watch list. And he's a man who has anger issues, who's obviously not very smart. He had a mysterious overseas trip that might or might not be classified. And he called the chairman of his confirmation committee on the same party he is a freaking snake. And then he almost threw hands with a union boss. Great pick. Typical Trumper. And just to round out the context here, DHS, partially unfunded since February 14th. There are no FEMA director nominees. The Inspector General has said the agency has systematically obstructed his office, Kristi Noem, she leaves March 31st. So to wrap that up, America's Homeland Security apparatus is running on MMA fighter vibes and confirmation hearing drama. I hope you sleep well at night, because I won't.
They called it closed, filed away, forgotten. But some truths don't stay buried. Time doesn't erase guilt. A reckoning is always just around the corner. A death in Arcadia. Justice has a long memory.